facilities let him down.
Well, Chris, he did not practice that big hook ball in the 1 hour practice session, and so to take a gamble obviously is pretty smart and chancy. However, he should have practiced it a little bit, and right now he's left the door open for Bob Vespi to just run away.
We have a lot to tell you about ABC's Wide World of Sports, going to Oslo, Norway for the Bislett International Track and Field Meet in a prelude to the Olympics. The world's top middle distance runners race in the classic Dream Mile Live. Plus, from Germany, the world's strongest man will emerge from the World Weightlifting Championships. Also featured on Wide World today, Dick and Rick Hoyt attempting to cross America on foot and bike, and Jim McKay retrospective on Sarajevo. And ABC was there for the Olympics, 1984, and then now today. Wide World. Vespi tying them together, 5 in a row now, and of course a big lead here in the semifinal game. We'll return to Golden Pen Lanes after this. Congenial proprietor Don Allen and Pete Tontis, ABC Hall of Famer, the general manager who, along with all of us, wish his mother a speedy recovery from hip surgery in New York. And that's more better. Talking to Frank Esposito, our television coordinator with the PBA.
Norm Duke showing some of his personality. He's just a personable young man, and he's struggling out here. You know, Vespi's off to a big game, possible 280. However, Norm Duke can make it at least respectable with a finish of 6 strikes and could be at 210. And the way Vespi can throw open frames, it's an outside chance, but he has to strike right here.
Now the fans are starting to get behind the popular 28-year-old right-hander from Oklahoma City. Gets him from anywhere.
Well, Del Ballard, a question. You're bowling a championship round. You've been there many a times. And Vespi, who just even looked up the announce booth, says, what are these guys saying about me? He's had 4 balls cross over and received a reward for 3 of them with strikes and no opens. What do you think?
Well, he may be letting up right now because he's so far ahead of the match. But I'll tell you what, you really have to stay aggressive because that title is what it means, not this match right here.
Good point.
So, a 10 pin for Bob Vespi, originally from Albany, New York, Plantation, Florida, star. Three in a row today for Vespi. Norm Duke continuing to have problems. As we remind you, the next Saturday, ABC Sports begins live weekend coverage of one of golf's premier events. Defending champion Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, Lee Trevino, and Chichi Rodriguez take aim for the national title. It's the U.S. Senior Open Golf Championship, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, on ABC.
Bob Vespi, match in hand. He will be bowling Ron Williams for his first title. Williams, a very tough, kind of a low-profile competitor, has already won 2 national championships in his career. Norm Duke, stroking along very well, though, has failed to defend his title.
So on this championship pair, Norm averaged 243 in 2 games, and as we indicated, he had 2 300s this week. But he'll leave with a sizable check. Nelson?
I agree, Chris. Third place finish is always good, but the key to a pro like Norm Duke, who struggled a little bit this winter, he was #1 in average last year, is to know your game's on track. And confidence is more important almost than the cash.
Since last year, he was incredible. 144,000 earned, 9 television appearances, #1 on the tour.
Del Ballard, we've seen Norm Duke struggle a little bit here in the championship round, made a poor guess on how to play the pair. Obviously, his game's intact. I want you to pick me a winner in this last game. Now, you've been great from the #1 position. You have Vesby against Williams.
I'll tell you what, I think Vesby's going to be the guy to beat because Ron's got to come over here kind of cold turkey. He gets his practice balls and everything, but Bob's got 3 matches under his belt. He's really confident and he's loose. If he stays aggressive, I think he's the man to beat.
How about if he can't hit this right-hand lane? What if he makes another bad shot right here?
If he makes a bad shot right here, he's going to start thinking, hey, what do I need to do to make a good shot? See right there, he trusted it to a little bit too far to the right because he tugged the one before. And now he's maybe thinking, hey, I got to make too perfect of a shot.
And remember, he's finished second 3 times.
You're right, Chris, plus a second in the PBA National Championship a couple of years ago at the resident level. You want to see an adventure, watch him shoot this 4-8. He may make it, but it's a little bit different angle of attack than most players take.
He's exciting.
Woo. Del Ballard, there's a little bit of a controversy somewhat, and I'm not trying to stir up any unreal arguments out here. Of some of the players don't seem to like Vesby's act. What do you think? I personally like him. He's a very aggressive, powerful young man.
Well, he doesn't bother me at all. I just think that he's been very successful on the amateur level and in the regional level, and he kind of brought it out here early, and some of the veterans didn't care too much for a new guy coming out kind of showing him up.
Well, he definitely has it. We'll see what he has in the championship match.